Hello, so in a previous video I reviewed the top 3 fake Lego alternatives to Lepin. Now a lot of you complained that wasn't a very complete list and a lot of you disagreed with the items I chose. Well, I thought I'd do an updated list taking on board your advice. So in this video I'm going to give you the top 10 fake Lego alternatives to Lego. You can find most of these brands on Amazon, eBay or AliExpress, and I'll leave links to them down below in case you want to check them out for yourself. It's worth saying that a lot of these brands do actually make clones of Lego kits as well as their original designs. I don't endorse that, and this review isn't about those clone kits, it's about the original designs. Anyway, let's get on with the list. So in no particular order, let's start at number 10. So at number 10 we have Oxford. So this is a South Korean company, and I've seen kits that they've made including the Eiffel Tower, also the Titanic and other ships as well, and I think also most recently I found an HGV that they make, and their kits look really good. Most importantly, their brick quality is superb. It's basically on a par with Lego. Their packaging is beautiful, their instructions are clear and easy to follow, and their sets are actually well designed, which is obviously really important. They also make smaller sets including military, police and sort of transport sets, and apparently they even make some Disney and Hello Kitty sets as well, all legally licensed. I've built the Oxford Titanic and I was very impressed with it. It's one of the best non-Lego kits that I've ever made. And interestingly, Oxford actually owns Kre-O, which is another fake Lego manufacturer. At number 9 we have Sluban. So this list isn't actually in any particular order. These aren't necessarily brands that you should buy, and Slouban is one of the ones you shouldn't. They basically manufacture clones of Oxford kits, believe it or not. But the difference is they use cheaper quality bricks, and they do change the odd sort of design thing, so they make their own version of the Oxford Titanic model, but they put propellers on it. But I feel a bit uneasy about it because, you know, obviously propellers make it like a more accurate model, but it is still a clone of an Oxford kit. But personally, I'd stay away from Sluban. It's not as if it's like so much cheaper than Oxford. At number 8, we have Coby. Coby is a Polish company with fantastic sets and really good brick quality as well. It's probably only second only to the Oxford quality. They really have an odd range of sets, including mainly sort of military sets and military vehicles, but they do have some more normal vehicles as well, like planes, buses and ships. Strangely enough, they also have a nativity scene, and Coby is actually often people's favourite Lego alternative. At number 7 we have Loz and Nano blocks. So these are sets that are often like little figures or buildings or objects like guitars or whatever, and these are actually made up of tiny little bricks, often called like nano bricks or nano blocks. Now these aren't obviously Lego compatible, but they're kind of interesting in their own right. So while these models look quite good, they're quite fiddly to put together and quite repetitive, a little bit boring for me, and kind of my big fat hands are too fat to kind of do it. But if you've got really good eyesight and really kind of delicate hands, basically if there's an object you want to make, I'm sure Loz or Nano blocks have made it. Now these are actually two separate brands, Loz and Nano blocks. Nano blocks is the Japanese one and Loz is the sort of Chinese copy. Loz do actually manufacture clones of a lot of the Nano blocks products, but they do have a huge range of their own designs as well. At number 6 we have CarZ. So CarZ, which is a British word for toilet, mainly focuses on military sets and military vehicles, although they do have a good selection of trains as well. They're lower quality than Coby, and the minifigures are notoriously bad, but they do have a great selection of well-designed and good-looking tanks. At number 5, we have Enlighten. So Enlighten originally just basically re-released Lego kits with small changes, but then they did actually branch out into their own original designs, which were really popular. Sadly, they're kind of starting to go down that clone route again, and they've got kits that look a lot like the Lego Friends Lego sets. But of particular interest to me, they had a really good selection of trains, which is now discontinued, and so see if you can get your hands on those. The brick quality is pretty good. At number 4, Shingbow. So I mentioned them in my previous top 3, and I've mentioned them before that as well, but I thought they were worth mentioning again because it is such a kind of good brand. So Shingbow is actually owned by Lepin, and they do use Lepin bricks, but basically what they do is they've taken mocks by really creative, really good Lego designers, and they're releasing them and selling them with Lepin bricks. But the crucial difference to anything that they've done before is they're actually paying the mock designers for their work. So it's, a bit more sort of morally acceptable. I built the Shingbow little Vespa motorcycle. I was really happy with it. It has kind of fallen apart since I built it. It was good fun building it, good fun looking at it for a while, but as soon as I sort of picked it up a few times after that, it did sort of fall apart. Some people still aren't that keen on Shingbow because of its kind of link to Lepin, and Lepin isn't very popular, as you may know, because Lepin basically just manufactures clones of Lego kits. I mean, I think it's fake Lego, I think it's counterfeit, but really, like, a lot of you get really angry when I say that Lepin is counterfeit, but in my mind it is. Anyway, I think that Shingbow is a separate brand that is legal, so, I haven't got a problem with it. At number 3, we have Coby. So Coby bricks are fantastic quality, and they have some great kits from around 2015, particularly their sci-fi and military sets. They also have a lot of city stuff and even a space shuttle, but again, their minifigures do suck. At number 2, we have Simbo. So Simbo do a lot of cloning of Lego products, but they do have an extensive range of modular mini buildings and bigger buildings, and they really look fantastic. When I look at their range of modular buildings, it really makes me want to build my own Lego compatible city. They look so good. They play it a bit close to the line with some of their branding, so they've got a McDonald's restaurant, for instance, which looks a lot like a McDonald's. It's got a kind of M on it, but maybe that's all right. And at number 1, we have mocks. Okay, so mocks aren't a brand. We're talking about my own creations here. So these are designs by just normal people, some of whom are very, very talented. If you go to rebrickable.com, they actually have for sale or even for free lots of mock designs by really creative people. And I think some of these designs actually are so unique and so good, and they're not things that you could get from any of the manufacturers in this top 10 list. So you can use a website like Bricklink and upload an inventory of the sets that you own, so it'll keep a sort of up-to-date inventory of the bricks you should have in your collection. So then you can upload the parts list from Rebrickable to Bricklink, and it'll tell you which parts you need to make a mock. I think it's really worth having a go building a mock, because after all then you don't have to buy any new sets from any of the fake companies in this list. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this top 10 list. Do you think I've missed any out? If you do, please leave them down below and maybe I'll make another top 10 list. Keep building your Lego sets and alternative Lego sets. Do subscribe if you like this sort of video, and I shall see you next time for another video.